Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.
Yo, what's good, y'all? What's the word? What's going on? How everybody doing out there? Y'all already know what it is, man. We back again. And it's time for a bonus banger, y'all. That's a lot. It's time for a bonus banger. And I got one. I keep a banger. Y'all know that, man, at all times. But like I always tell y'all before I start these videos off, I have no problem delivering this content to everybody that's out here working hard, working a 9 to 5. Everybody that's out here with their own business, getting to that bag the legit way. I make sure y'all got something to watch in the mornings. And I promise y'all, there's no problem on my end. I also have no problem making sure I'm warning y'all and telling y'all about how dangerous prison is. I only ask for one thing in the process, though, and that's for y'all to just stay out the way. Now, if that's asking for too much, I'm sorry, man, because I just want y'all to not go to jail, man. Like, what's the problem with me feeling like I don't want to see the people that watch my channel go to jail, man? So that's all I ask, man. You just stay out the way. I'm not asking for much. Staying out the way can be an easy life, man. It's up to you, man. Now, if you just want to keep being in the way, then that's on you. You already know where you're going at. But if you somebody that's fighting in between, like, yo, I can want to stay out the way because I know people like Trey, man, that live a good life and they really be staying out the way. I know my cousins. Everybody got people in their family or friends that they know that be staying out the way and they live a great life. It's a great life when you're not breaking the law. It's a great life when you don't have to look behind your back. It's a great life, man, when you just not out here sliding and gliding. I'm telling you, man, beef is not your life. Just beefing for the rest of your life is not your life, man. I'm talking to the young boys on this one, man. It's not your life, man, just to beef for the rest of your life. And that's what y'all out here doing, man. So I'm begging y'all, man, if you really want to stay out the way, man, just do it, man. Move away from your situation. Get away from your friends. Get away from the area you be at, man. If that's going to make you look soft and like a punk, then so be it, man. So be it. You rather be in jail going through these stories? I'm telling y'all. Which one you want to do, man? I don't know about y'all, man. I just want to stay out here eating good, doing what I want, man. I don't want no police officer telling me what to do, no CO, man. I don't want that happening, man. So I'm just telling y'all to stay out the way, man. That's it. Period. But y'all already know what it is, man. This is a bonus banger, so I need y'all to do this one. Like, shit, subscribe, y'all. Let's get it. Let's go. What? It's time for business. It's time for business, y'all. And the story I got for y'all today is called Chef. Part 1. Crazy story, crazy situation, man. But we are where, people. We are in penitentiary, man, where crazy things happen all the time, man. I'm telling y'all, man, like, there's really people in penitentiary that really think they're real chefs, man. Like, you have some dudes that been in the kitchen so long, like, they really think they a chef. Like, you know, I mean, of course, they know how to cook a little better than we know how to cook because they have experience from the kitchen and all of these things, man. But I'm telling you, man, like, a lot of these guys that I know that been in the kitchen and got kicked out of the kitchen, they kind of make cooking like their hustle. Like, dudes would be hustling, trying to get money off the cooking, y'all. I'm telling you, man, it's a hustle everywhere, man. You just got to be able to find yourself, man. I seen people hustling with cooking because they came from a place where they had experience in cooking, man. So, like, when it's a situation like that, people going to eat good. But it's always going to be people arguing about who going to get what and what's going on with this because nobody in penitentiary is never satisfied, y'all. So with that being said, though, we on Lawrenceville for this, y'all. We on Lawrenceville. And I can remember being in 60 building, man. And this is when I first got to San Francisco. I ain't even going to lie to y'all, man. No offense against the other San Francisco, the real San Francisco, but this is when I first got to San Francisco in 60 building, when they got rid of me in 40 building, kind of around that time. But when I had finally moved to that part, of course, I didn't like being in there, man. I saw what was going on. It wasn't a place that I really didn't want to go. There was so many people that was booed up in there. Like, you didn't really have to worry about nobody really disrespecting you in there because everybody that was shake, rattle, and rolling, they had their shake, rattle, and rolling partner in the cell with them, man. So it was like, that was the difference of that part. Like, it was just a lot going on in that part. So, like, once I got kind of like used, not really used, but like just knowing that, like, I'm here for a second. Like, I gotta deal with this madness until I dip, you know what I mean? So I can get the 30 building, wherever I'm gonna go. So I just kind of like just got into my bed. So, like, y'all know I'm new. I am new to a level 3 prison, man. Like, I'm coming from a level 4 prison where I was in the block waiting for a transfer is when we first finally got a microwave on Sussex 2. So like I never really had microwave situations, man. I can remember being in that pod 2C again because I got transferred from 2C. It's crazy. I started in 2C and got transferred from 2C on Sussex 2. But like I remember when they first gave us the microwave, and like having the microwave, man, was like a major thing. You know what I mean? Like somebody like me, I didn't know what to do except had it like better for me to heat up a soup or a swole. It took some people that came from Lawrenceville that got transferred from Lawrenceville to Sussex 2. They come up there and school us, especially the dudes from Norfolk, because it was a dude from Norfolk that came up there and he was trying to fight his case, but he had got kicked off Lawrenceville, so they sent him up there with us. And bro kind of was showing us all the steps of how you cook food in the microwave, like the good food and all that stuff. And like the first thing I saw that he had was like a plastic bowl. He had a bowl that we didn't have. Like we had the little small little tan little bowls. Y'all know like the regular like little small little cereal bowls. Like Lawrenceville people had like the bowls where you can kind of like the top, it come with a top and everything. Like you can really make a meal with that joint and let it cook in the microwave, whatever the case. So like he used to let us use his bowl and he showed us how to make bowl pieces. So like that's the only thing I really knew how to make leaving Sussex 2. So now by the time I get to the Lawrenceville, like when I'm in 40 building over there, before I got to San Francisco, it was like, you know, me and my man made a few meals, but it won't nothing new that I didn't see when I was on Sussex 2. Now fast forward to tape, now I'm in San Francisco. Now I'm in San Francisco. Is like when I got over there, first of all, my roommate, man, like he was somebody that liked to, you know what I mean? He was somebody that liked to cook, but he also knew somebody that knew how to cook. Now, it was this one dude in the pod. Now, when I first got there, he was still in the kitchen. So this is like 2 weeks later, because my roommate used to buy stuff from him. So this is how I actually got to know the dude, man. But it was this one dude, man, we're going to call him Chef, man. You know what I mean? We're going to call him Chef. That wasn't his name, but it was something close to that, man. But he was definitely a chef. And the reason why he was a chef, because he was a chef in the kitchen. You know what I mean? His main job was working in the kitchen. He was one of those dudes that get up 4 o'clock in the morning, got to go to work. He was preparing the food. So I'm assuming that he probably had free range on being able to make what he wanted to eat whenever he wanted to, because Chef used to sell sandwiches. Now, Chef was a big fat dude, you know what I mean? Like me, I was the type of guy, like I don't care who you was, even on Sussex 2, like if I didn't think you was clean, I'm not buying no food from you if you in the kitchen. Like you could be in one building, I'll find out who dude is, and I'll ask somebody that's in this pod, hey, yo, dude clean? You know what I mean? Before I even buy anything, like you gotta be like that, man, because dudes is just think they can just make a sandwich, don't wash their hands, and put it all in their crotch, bring it back to the pod, and you that hungry, you gonna buy it. Yeah, it be people doing it, but I never was on that type of time. But still though, I still used to like to eat exclusive. And the kitchen workers used to come with their exclusive food. Now I'm in the cell with my roommate, you know what I mean? Like he liked to cook a little something too, like, but he used to buy the sandwiches like egg and cheese and joints from the dude Chef. Now, Chef was kind of like a fat dude, like real fat dude. Like, I ain't gonna lie, he was a fat guy, man. Kind of tall, probably like 5'11", 6 feet. Kind of fat dude, man. The big mustache. He used to look crazy. I'm talking about when he was selling the sandwiches at first when I moved in there. He got knocked off, and when he got knocked off, that's when he got fired. Like my next week in the pod. But that didn't stop him from doing anything, man. Chef still was able to move and still like generate a hustle, man. And Chef hustle used to be cooking meals. And the reason why people used to go to Chef to make meals, man, because Chef will use, the commissary stuff, but he will be able to put the kitchen stuff combined in with the commissary stuff. And he used to make an exclusive meal. I ain't gonna lie, it used to be a missile. I ain't gonna hold y'all. Like at first, I didn't even want to try it. I didn't try his stuff for a long time. Like my roommate, not a long time, but I'll say like a month or so. Like my roommate used to come in the room, he'll have his sandwiches, he'll have this and that from him. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't mess with it. I'd be like, yo, I'm good. You know what I mean? I'm still eating 2 butt nakeds. I ain't tripping, man. You know what I mean? Cut me up with sausages and that junk, fry that up, throw that in the soup. You know what I mean? I'm good. So like I wasn't even trying to mess with him like that, because I didn't even really have the energy to ask my roommate, was he clean? Because I'm thinking he was clean anyway if my roommate messing with him, because my roommate wasn't no dirty dude. But still though, I wasn't pressed to eat none of his food. I just seen he was a fat dude. And I don't know, it was just something about him, man, that I didn't really get a good sign off in the beginning. You know what I mean? Now, what made me want to deal with Chef is when my roommate came upstairs one time, man. My roommate was like, look, bro, you got to hit this, bro. And he came upstairs, man, and he had, and I might make this for y'all one day when I start my vlog channel, for y'all can do it if I don't blow up my microwave doing it, man. But this is my word, man. He came upstairs with a fried wrap. Now, me, I always been a taco fiend, you know what I mean? Like, and then a sub sandwich fiend as well. So he came upstairs with a fried wrap. Now, fried wrap, y'all, is like you use the taco shells, and I think you use 2 of them. You don't put them evenly. You kind of like put them a little bit away from each other, and then you fill it up whatever you're gonna put in there. You're gonna cook your food and put whatever you're gonna put inside the wrap, and then you wrap the wrap. Then you put it in. After you wrap the wrap, you put it in 2 bags of chips. You get 1 bag of chips, you push the front part in, you get the other bag of chips, push the back part in, and then you roll it up. And then once it's tight, then you put it on a piece of newspaper. So this is back when like newspaper was easy to find. People getting chips every day on commissary. The dudes, a lot of dudes, like, because of that meal right there, what I'm talking about, dudes would save their bag of chips. Like after they eat the chips, dudes would save their chips just for this meal. So after it's wrapped up in the chip bag, you put it in the newspaper diagonally, just like you at Subway, and you roll it up like you at Subway. You know what I mean? Roll it up, fold it, and it'll be looking like a sub sandwich in your hand. What you do is you put it in the microwave for 4 minutes. 5 minutes at the most. I used to go 5 minutes sometimes because I wanted my joint all the way cooked, man. But what made that exclusive that I never really tried was that, I'm just so used to using the cut cheese and all of that. This was all block cheese game right here. This was block cheese inside this junk that's really cooking. And then usually the block cheese would never cook. It's like we had welfare cheese in there or something, because that junk would never melt. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all, that junk ain't used to melt like that. Like you mess your bagel up trying to heat up a block cheese on your bagel with the sausages. So like the fried wrap was perfect, man. I promise you, my roommate came upstairs with that fried wrap. He was like, bro, you gotta hit this, bro. You gotta hit this. I was like, what's that? Man, he got his butter knife, and I just seen him cutting the joint. He was cutting it. And I just smelled chili. I smelled sausage paws. It just smelled good. And I seen like the cheese melting, like, we the cheesiest. Like, I see the J coming off the J. That was word. I'm looking. I'm like, bro, what's that? He was like, a fry. He was like, bro, hit this joint. I was like, bro, who made that? He was like, chef made that joint. I was like, man. He was like, look, bro, it's sausages and meatballs, bro. I said, sausages and meatballs? I said, where you get some meatballs from? He was like, the kitchen. I'm like, that's some meatballs from the kitchen. He was like, bro, I'm telling you, bro, got onions, green peppers. He was like, hit this junk, bro. I was like, shh. I went over there and grabbed a little piece. He was like, take you some chips with it. I hit, that junk was crispy. Like, it wasn't like a soft sub sandwich bite. It was like like that type of bite. I'm like, taste that cheese, taste all of that in there. I was like, bro, you on to something with this one, man. So boom. I said, Chef did it on this one, man. I said, yo. He said, yo, he's selling them joints. You want one? I'm like, do I want one? So how much you selling them for? He was like, $10. I was like, yes, go get me one, bro. I gave him $10. Hygiene, I ain't care. Go get me one of them joints. Bro came back upstairs with that joint. I'm like, yes, man, I crushed the joint. I ain't gonna lie, I crushed the joint. And I got addicted to them joints because it was like an easy meal. I ended up finding out how to make it when I went to 30 building. But like, while Chef was in there, I ain't even gonna lie, I was spending money with Chef. At first I wasn't, but then I started spending money with Chef. So when I started spending money with Chef, man, that's when kind of like I started to have a conversation with Chef. Now, it was a lot of people in there that was suspect. Almost like 60% of the pod was shake, rattling, and rolling, man. So like that was another reason why I was trying to be safe. Now, the whole time I was in there, like I never seen Chef do nothing that was on no messing with the boys. Everybody in there didn't mess with no boys. Like it just was a decent amount of people in there doing that stuff. So like I seen Chef roommate one gay, you know what I mean? He was just a regular fat dude that liked to make meals. Like soon as the doors pop, he's coming out to the table and he gonna be posted up at the table. He gonna have his food, the soups, the chips, the sausages. Like he gonna have all that right there, man. Like he gonna have it exclusive, man. So like that's what he used to do, man. Like people used to pay him to make them food. Like just say if somebody's birthday coming up, somebody's gonna pay this man to make stuff for their birthday, and he would do it. Like that's what he did, man. The man was a chef. I gotta tip my hat to him, man. His food used to taste good. Now, as a little time went on, I started talking to him because I used to go get personal dishes done. So I can remember going down there talking to Chef, man. And I can remember going to Chef's cell. And this is another reason why I had dealt with him, because when I went to his cell, he was in the cell. He was all the way in the back, like next to the handicap cell, you know what I mean? So like, as soon as the doors would pop, he would come out. His roommate was this tall black dude. They both was probably like in their 30s, you know what I mean? But like, they'll come to but Chef would come out and make his food every time, you know what I mean? Chef would be out, as soon as the doors pop, he'll come out to that first table by himself, and he'll be right there putting food together all day. That's what he doing. So I can remember going to his cell. So when I went to his cell, I seen him. I'm like, yo, Chef, what's up, man? What's on the menu today? He like, I don't know. I look. Chef got a whole bag of green pepper onions. Y'all know how hard it is to get green pepper onions, man, in penitentiary. I know in Virginia, it was like, that's not an easy mission. Probably in the feds and stuff like that, it's easy. You know what I mean? But I'm telling y'all, man, like green pepper onion game, man, that don't change your meal up, y'all. So boom. I seen a whole bag laying in this man's floor. I'm like, yo, where you get all that from, Chef? He was like, he used to talk like this. He was like, yeah, got this dude in horticulture. Yeah, y'all know horticulture is like a class that people take. Some people that know what I'm talking about, they've been locked up, but horticulture is like plants and you know what I mean? Like they growing vegetables and stuff like that. So he was like, yeah, I got this dude in horticulture. Yeah. I be paying him to grow me my own vegetables, man. I got vegetables that always come up, man. Fresh vegetable, man. He said, man, that's orange pepper right there. I looked. I was like, yeah, that is. He was like, yeah, I got green pepper. I got onions too. I get all that, man. I get all that, man. Horticulture, man. I got to do the horticulture. Bringing all this back for me, man. Yeah, man. I'm like, man, that's crazy, man. I'm like, oh, what we eating today? What's on the menu? He was like, oh, no. I think about making, man. I'm about to try this new recipe. I'm like, new recipe? What new recipe you got? He was like, yeah, I'm about to make a honey bun crust pizza. I'm like, a honey bun crust pizza? I'm like, man, how you gonna make a honey bun crust pizza? He was like, easy, watch this. He came out to the table, and when he used to come out, he never wore his shoes. Like for real, I ain't gonna lie, Chef was one of those dudes, I just guess he felt comfortable. So he'll always come out with no socks and his flip-flops, you know what I mean? Now, when I used to go to his sale, I got a good look at his sale, and his sale definitely wasn't trifling. And that was like one of the first things I saw, man. But he wouldn't wear socks or shoes unless we was going out. You know what I mean? That's the only time he would wear socks and shoes. But Chef didn't wear no shoes, y'all, so boom! He kept them flip-flops on all day. You would see Chef, man. Chef got them joints on. So he telling me about the honey bun joint. You know what I mean? He telling me about the honey bun plate, about the honey bun joint he gonna make. So I'm like, man, I gotta see this. So I come out and I watched him. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. I came out and I watched Chef, man. Chef was putting together a meal, and he did the crust regular. But what he did was he went and heated up a honey bun. I'm talking about like, not the icy white gang. This was all the regular joints. So he heated up 2 of those joints. So after the joint had cooked, after the soup had cooked, y'all know we form it into a little flat joint for the dough. So after that joint was done, I promise you, man, he didn't form it into the dough. He dropped this, like the joint, he cooked the joint so decent. You know, you only got to cook a honey bun 10, 12 seconds. He cooked that joint like a minute. So that joint was extra hot, extra looking crazy. So he dropped it right into the bag. Like, he just dropped it right into the soup and chips and Cheetos. He was like, he grabbed the other one. He dropped it in. I was like, man, that ain't gonna work, man. He was like, let me show you. He thought he was a real chef. He thought he was like forming a real pizza, like he was working at a pizzeria or something. He was like this, I'm gonna show you. By the time this big hand stopped working that joint, he was like, yo, hand me that soda right there. He had a Coca-Cola sitting on the table. I handed him the Coca-Cola. He was like, He started mowing that joint down. He looked at it. He was like, he lifted up the plastic. He was like, honey bun crust, Wheezy. I was like, this dude is a freaking real chef, y'all. So boom. I'm sitting there looking at a pizza crust, the pizza of prison crust, and got honey bun mixed into it now. You know what I mean? He was like, let it cook for 5 minutes. Watch this. He let that joint sit for 5 minutes. He was the whole time he was standing there looking at it like this. He was like, I'm like this. I'm looking at the clock. He was like, all right. He moved the plastic again. He was like, hand me them box of saltines. Yeah, to him. He was like, took a cracker out. He was like, he scooped up like a little corner. He was like, now hit that. I was like, grabbed a cracker. I was like, gosh. And that was the best swole I ever tasted in my life. Like, he didn't even have to put no sausages in. That joint was just the soup, chips, and honey buns, man. That's what that joint was. I was like, man, that joint tastes so sweet and good. Pause. Like, it did, man. I'll be honest with y'all, man. It did, man. I'm getting hungry thinking about it, man. I promise y'all, man. But I was like, yo, he was like, yeah, this is gonna be my new recipe right here. He was like, I want $200 for this pizza. I want $200 right here for this pizza. So I'm like, man, that joint crazy, man. I'm like, yo, this joint wow. I was like, I definitely want to buy some of that pizza. He was like, I'll make you one after this one. I'll make you one after this one. Just give me $10. I was like, I got you, chef, man. So I dipped. You know what I mean? I dipped off and I went and told my roommate, I'm like, yo, man. I was like, man, chef got a pizza, man. That joint scud, man. He was like, yeah, chef. Like, man, chef like that, man. You know what I mean? Chef be doing his thing. I told you. I'm like, that's crazy. I was like, man, like, for real, like, even though that junk was San Francisco over there, man, I was like, man, I'm kind of like just in love with the food game over this J, y'all. So boom. The food couldn't keep me over there, though. I just got to learn how to cook the whole time. Chef didn't even know I was trying to take his recipes. Every time he do something like this, I'm trying to learn that junk like a real fat boy. He over at the microwave. I'm like, all I'm doing is stealing information every time I do that. My scanner working reverse sometimes. You know what I mean? I'm like, this junk crazy, man. So when I had first got in the joint, I ain't even gonna lie. And my celly had introduced me to Chef. Like for real, I didn't have to scam him. I ain't gonna lie. Like I just didn't scam him, to be honest with you. I didn't scam him. Not saying I had to scam him, but like I said, everybody in there didn't mess around. Everybody in there didn't do that, man. Everybody in there was job minding their own business or something. You know what I mean? Everybody in there was minding their business, even the people that were shake, rattle, and rolling. So like everybody in there wasn't on that type of time. And plus, I seen the people that used to deal with him. You know what I mean? Like the red team would deal with him, get him to cook stuff for their birthdays, and you know what I mean? They'd have a good meal. Like he had clientele. This man had clientele, man. He had all the clientele that he needed. He didn't even really need like to go to commissary or nothing, because I used to see dudes pay this man daily. He would get paid daily because he knew how to cook. So I ain't even gonna lie, the junk was crazy, man, because Chef was the type of dude that don't really never get into it with nobody. You know what I mean? He don't get into it with nobody, but so many people have rocked with him, man, because he brought so much quality to that pod, to the building rather. Like people from the building used to deal with him, man. So like it was a lot of people that kind of had liked Chef. So like, you know, when they see Chef, everybody's in a good mood. Chef, what you got? What you got, Chef? Chef like, yeah, look, man, I got this, I got that. Like at one point he started putting up a little paper menu, and you come in and sell, he'll give you a little menu, like he had a brunch menu or something. I'm like, man, this nigga tripping. I'm like, Chef, wow, man. But this is that whole new microwave game that I'm learning. Like the microwave makes shit more exotic when you at a prison that got a microwave. But Chef used to get the green pepper onions, like I told you, from Hollyculture. But I don't know what had happened. But there's only a few things that I seen Chef get pissed off about, man. And that's this goddamn food. And when he got fired from the kitchen, I never seen him pissed no other times than that, man. And I seen this man standing at the door, man. When I tell you this man that looked like a fucking angry sumo wrestler, man, this man looked like an angry sumo wrestler, man. This man had on a thermal shirt with no sleeves, but he a fat dude. And he out that joint, he standing in front of the door, and he got his flip-flops on, and he just looking angry. He just standing at the door. I never seen his face look this mad. Like Chef going from cooker to now he's looking like he's ready to be somebody that's finna get somebody hurt. That's what his face is looking like. So everybody kind of pinning the joint. So I'm looking, I'm like, what's wrong with Chef? Everybody was like, I don't know. He get into it. He started arguing with some dude across the hall. I'm like, about what? He was like, man, because he be buying the green pepper onions from the dude in 62 pod, and somebody else cut his nuts and bought the junks. I was like, for real, man? He was like, man, Chef mad as a bitch. I was like, who bought it? He was like, man, some fucking white dude. Like, I don't know. Some white dude that be cooking good over there too. So I'm like, shit crazy, man. So I'm like, I'm about to go bid off this shit. So I come down the steps. I'm like, I see him. I'm like, hey, Chef, what's up? What's on the menu today? He looked back at me. He was like, he want to do the paid in full camera on Jay. He was like, ain't nothing cooking today, B. He didn't say that though. He was like, ain't nothing today. Ain't nothing today. I was like, ain't nothing today. What ain't nothing today? He was like, cause I ain't got my green pepper onions. I was like, you ain't got no green pepper onions? He was like, hold on. He hit me one of them jokes. Hold on. So I get away from him a little bit, but I'm still by the door. I see him. He like, man, call him, man. He ain't even talking through the crack of the door or nothing. He like, man, call him right now. And tell him come in this door, man. Right now, man. I need to see him right now. Yeah. The whole time he hitting the button. The lady come on the intercom. What do you want, Chef? He like, she ain't call him Chef though. She like, what do you want? He like, I need to go out here and talk to somebody right now. Right now. She like, no, I'm not letting you out of this pod. You look too mad. I'm not gonna be responsible for that. He was like, it's about food. It ain't about no violence. It's about food. That's where I had to hold my laugh. I was like, he looked back. I was like, straightened up quick. I was like, I never want Chef to spit at my food, y'all. So boom, I had to get back on point. I was like, he was like, man, it's about food. He back up because the booth right there at the top. He was like, man, look. It's about food, shorty girl. His hands moving like this. He was like, look, it's about food, shorty girl. We ain't arguing over nothing else. It's about food. She was like, what kind of food? He was like, look, you want something? I'll hook you up. I gotta get my tools first. She was like, nah, I ain't letting you out. He was like, all right, man. So he did it. So he stood up by the door. He just started walking back towards his cell. So when I seen him walking back towards his cell, I followed him back there. I was like, hey, Chef, what you got going on, man? I was like, what you about to fight somebody, man? He was like, might have to, man. Somebody breaking me out my square. He went in his cell. He sat down on the box. He was like, yeah. That joint was like Fat Albert sitting down. He sat down. He was like, he started putting on his shoes. He was like, He started turning them joints. He was like, yeah. Everybody always want to bring me out my square. That's what they want to do. I said, so look, how did he bring you out your square? Because I done heard what happened. But I'm like, how did he bring you out your square? What's going on? He was like, man, he stole my vegetable, man. Yeah, he stole my vegetable, man. I'm the only one that buy from the dude. I've been buying from him for a whole year now. And he gonna cut my nuts. I'm like, who? He was like, the damn white dude that be over there cooking. The dude Russell. We gonna call him Russell. I'm like, Russell? I'm like, he was like, yeah, you know him. Yeah, you know he be over there at 62. I was like, man, I don't really know him, man. He was like, man, I'm going over that motherfucker, man. He was like, after he got that, walked out the door, he was like, his roommate was like, man, his roommate was on the top bunk. His roommate was like, man, Shuff, you ain't gotta go do that, man. He was like, nah, fuck that, man. Hell nah, man. I ain't trying to hear that shit, man. Goddamn, he was like, man, look, man, I'm going over that bitch. He walked to the door. He was about to walk out. He turned around. He was like, hey, Weezy. I was like, yo. He was like, hey, come over here with me, man.
Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.